Well, stick an Ezra right up my Miller and Flash point me in the right direction, DC. Because holy Kryptonian cockring, was this trailer an interesting one to say the least. As someone who's actually looking forward to seeing what they do next, I have a newfound hope in DC. If you haven't watched my video on the Suicide Squad, go watch it. You, probably like me, have a modicum of hope for DC. And, well, after watching the 2021 version of the Suicide Squad and then Peacemaker after that, I realized that DC realized something. And what DC realized is that the fans know best. Like any franchise, it's incomplete without its fan base. You can't have one without the other. They must coexist. That being said, actually listening to your fan base to an extent might be a good strategy to keep your franchise afloat. Lately, it seems that DC has been doing just that. And well, I'm on board with something like that. It proves that they're trying. They're making the effort. And I can respect that. Alright, look, I'll admit, even though Black Adam and Shazam were, I'm sure we can all agree that they could have been way worse, given the era of cinema that we live in currently. Which nowadays is basically a flawless, game-breaking, perfect protagonist following an equally incoherent storyline while speaking low-quality dialogue with her co-stars and making everything that everyone's been trying to do for years look easier than breaking a sweat at an orgy in a hot yoga studio. This is partially what I mean about DC listening to their fans. I think that the widely beloved, beautiful, bed-shitting, dep-abusing sociopath Amber Heard will only be appearing in minimal scenes in Aquaman 2 come December. At any rate, it's clear that they're changing their recipes and trying new angles. I can't get upset about that. The effort to me is admirable, and I can 100% support it as a fan. Righting your wrongs is so important. See, Disney just wrongs us all day long. At least DC is trying to right those wrongs. And look, as far as this trailer goes, despite the awkward cross between the adult aesthetic look with a person that now goes by they, trying to make you chuckle for all the wrong reasons in his movie, I actually still have hope for this film. Now, after getting all of that out of the way, I do want to express my concerns for Ezra Miller as the character of the Flash. I really don't love how inconsistent the Flash character has been due to the poor direction of the films he's appeared in the past. That character's really been given the short end of the stick. And the whole situation with Grant Gustin, I don't understand it all. But hey, someone other than me who needed to understand it did. So, they're doing it, I guess. We'll see what the end result is. At this point, the character The Flash just kind of feels like a lackluster, generic placeholder for a hero that used to be. And without much individuality, nothing really screams out as a huge defining trait to this guy anymore. Which is pretty fucking sad because The Flash is, The Flash. The fastest man on the planet. The guy can run so fast he can turn back fucking time. Isn't that what this plot is about? He pulls a Spider-Man and wants to turn back time or do something weird for his own little selfish gain? I don't know. They need to work on better young person superhero movie plots. Keaton's Batman. Let's talk about Keaton's Batman. I am so fucking thrilled to see Michael Keaton back in the Batsuit, dude. He's got the stiff neck and everything, but he looks good. He's looking better than ever in this thing, man. I will say, Michael Keaton's scenes as Batman in the trailer were pretty damn convincing. The guy looked good, and I'm really excited to see him back in the suit, man. Alright, now moving on to what I believe is one of the two elephants in the room. General Zod. I don't know why he came back. Maybe I don't know enough about the comics. Maybe this is part of the comics. I don't know. I don't know how Flash and Zod... Look, I feel like they could have used a different character going back in time, and in no way, shape, or form am I bashing Michael Shannon. I think he's an excellent actor, and he does a great job as General Zod, especially in The Man of Steel 2013. However, as much as I love Michael Shannon as an actor, I can't help but kind of feel like this is a Palpatine situation. Like, why is General Zod coming back? Surely he's not the strongest and most powerful, formidable being in the entire DCEU, right? I mean, General Zod is no Thanos, right? Couldn't they have made this story about Flash a little more, creative? I don't know, I just feel like throwing Darkseid in the mix would have been better. Like right now, Darkseid just feels kind of wasted and without a cause. I want to see more of the guy. We saw just a tiny glimpse of him in the Snyder Cut, and that really wasn't enough. And it sucks because I want to know where Darkseid is during all this. Why didn't his timeline get all twisted up into this? I mean, maybe he'll be a cameo in this movie. I doubt it, but we'll see. To me, I feel like they still need to round out that character. There's so much more that we need to see with Darkseid's invasion and his plans to end the universe in the Snyder Cut. But alas, since DC didn't make it canon, it just came out for the fans and nothing more, unfortunately. Which, by the way, it was a great movie, but the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with the DCEU and it's not canon anymore just kind of sucks. Which also, to me, in my opinion, is super fucked up. up. Look, I hope they have plans for Darkseid in the future, just kind of developing a story a bit. I do want to see more Darkseid. I feel like there's so many characters in the DCEU that I'd love to see too that they just haven't touched on. Now, come June 16th, I am gonna sit my ass in that fucking theater nearby and I'm gonna watch this damn movie. And then I'm gonna come right back here and do what I do, which is give you my raw, unbridled, opinionated, nitpicking sincerity and force that in your eardrums like a well-needed Q-tip navigating through an unkept cranial wax museum, my fellow consumer. So this right here was pretty much just the review of the trailer, which is a first. But I just felt like I really had to get on here and talk about this because I feel so strongly now about DC ever since the situation with Disney is happening. Also, ever since they kind of revitalized my hope with the Suicide Squad 2021. If I haven't expressed it earlier, I am very excited to see this movie. Even though it looks a little strange and the main actor is even stranger, I am very much looking forward to see what they do here for the fans and DC itself. And now we can move on to the second elephant in the room with this movie. The fact that Henry Cavill, Superman, is a cameo in this movie, albeit for like 4 seconds probably. But the Superman, quote unquote, that we're gonna see in this movie is Supergirl. Now I know she's equally as strong as Superman, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, but I'm just really interested in seeing how this character develops, and I'm really interested in seeing what light they kind of paint this character in. I really hope all of our nightmares don't come true and this Supergirl character isn't what we don't want her to be. And I know you all know what I'm talking about. Every character in this movie should be playing their role and staying in their lane. I'll speak more on it once I have all the information and I watch the actual movie. But just know, I'm a little worried. Are you? Alright, well the video's over. So, until next time, I guess. Bye for now.